Hello there. Welcome to my reaction to Fallout 3's DLC is an absolute nightmare. This is why. By Up Is Not Jump. Yes. I prepared to record a different video, but I can always put that later. And I saw a notification pop up for this. Finally. Because my criticism for Fallout 3 video from them was that they didn't do DLCs. And now they did. I guess probably from a lot of people saying that they should do DLCs, maybe. Because DLCs for Fallout are really, really fun. At least some. Definitely some. At least with nostalgia speaking. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, become a member. Let's begin.
This video was sponsored by Ren.
Hey everyone, this isn't about the sponsorship. I'm just here to say that next Friday at this exact same time, I have another video coming out. This will be a remake of my main Fallout 3 video. See, on the third day of it being posted, this video was age restricted. This basically means that no one can see it now and it has been killed dead. I put more work into that video than anything I've ever done in my entire life. And now it has loads of new scenes and an entirely new ending. So join me next Friday at 10 PM BST where we can watch it together and we'll give it loads of likes and comments.
I might re-react. If you remastered his video, I'll remaster my reaction for the video. And a good thing is that my memory is so bad, I don't remember what happened in the original one, so it will be a treat.
YouTube will know it's good. I don't know. Enjoy the other video coming. Enjoy it! Ah yes, the Fallout 3 DLCs. Artifacts. Relics. A bit poopy. For those who don't know, after releasing Fallout 3, Todd and his band of merry men decided to steal from everyone and give to themselves.
I take a little cut because I'm an insane megalomaniac. In total, Bethesda released 5 DLCs that, just like Fallout 3, were made in the game engine Gamebryo.
And you know Gamebryo?
Okay.
Just like Fallout.
There we go. Operation Anchorage was okay. I love the Gauss gun. The pit was a pain in the ass. It had interesting, like, factory setting, was fine. But I don't have fond memories of it, so I'm gonna say that I did not enjoy it as much. Broken Steel, I loved, because it's after the main story. It's kind of continuation of the story, so it feels less of a DLC. Even though it still is. Point Lookout is... I don't remember barely anything of it, so... meh. But again, I haven't played these in possibly 10 years. Mothership Zeta, though, I remember it being funny with, like, and interesting. Just funny in itself, and then had some interesting mechanics in it as well. So I like that one. So I'll go Broken Steel, Mothership Zeta, Anchorage, Pit, and Point Lookout for me is in the list of enjoyment.
3 were made in the game engine Gamebryo.
And you know Gamebryo? I've never said that out loud before. What a strange name. I mean, what's next? Fallopian tubes? I'm so happy with that joke. Each of these DLCs are their own separate story, so rather than doing a big introduction...
That lamp is looking at me. I don't think it's supposed to be, but these parts look like eyes.
Then we're gonna jump right in, or else we're gonna be here all day. The first one we're gonna talk about is...
Alright. This is like a prequel to all the Fallouts.
Works is you load up Fallout 3 with the DLCs installed, and you get a quick notification telling you that you have a new quest. Then you just follow the corresponding marker on your map. In Operation Anchorage, you're led to a group called the Outcasts, who are trying to open the door to an armory that they've found. But the only way to open it is to complete a virtual reality training simulation that can only be accessed using a Pip-Boy.
VR, you say? Well, I'm spoilt for choice. The index, the quest. Perfect. Let's go.
You enter the training simulation and find that it turns you into a covert operative during the Battle of Anchorage in Alaska.
Don't you remember me, Sid?
In the Fallout universe, Alaska has the
Poor
last
cat.
of the world's oil. And so in this battle, America is trying to recapture
Poor
it
soil.
from the Chinese.
And there we go, thousands dead so that people like Will Smith can once again fuel their private jets and fly them straight into Chris Rock's face. When I wrote that joke, it had just happened, but I think some time has probably passed.
It starts off
Yeah,
very promising as you need to
sometime.
covertly work your way through the Chinese defenses. But very quickly, you start fighting in huge open battles, and you realize that this DLC is about one thing. Shooting stuff. There are a few good parts where you can hire robots.
What did you
and
expect?
snipers
It's
to help you
Fallout.
out, but there's no story to any of this. First, we take out their artillery gun.
There's a little bit of
Well, I'll
story.
show 'em. Then we blow up their fuel tankers. There we go, that's more like it. Let's just put that there. The most enjoyable parts of this DLC, though, are definitely the things going constantly wrong. At one point, I found an invisible Chinese sniper who was only attacking his own men. I was tempted to think he was a defector of some kind, but he kept shouting death to America, so I don't know, we have a lot in common. I even tried talking to him, but every time I did, my character swiftly lost consciousness for a few minutes. I met this person who
Oh,
had dialogue
okay.
and subtitles, but they had no recorded lines. This room had a constant strobe-like effect. My comrade in arms kept ending up inside a robot.
And it's important to note that these aren't complaints. No. These are the highlights of the game for me. They really add to the feeling that you're in a... Wait, what's going on? I don't know...
You're in VR.
The DLC ends with us
They're
facing
not
off
real.
against the Chinese general in charge. And like every single other person we meet in this bloody game, we just politely ask them to surrender and he kills himself. What a challenge. The simulation ends with our American general walking over to congratulate us. Excuse me, my eyes are up here. I then wake up and the door to the armory is now open. The outcasts
Alright.
immediately turn on each other for some reason. But no matter who
I honestly remember none of this. I only remember going into Operation Anchorage, like in the Alaska thing, and just going through that. But I don't remember this.
survives,
That's
I'm
how
allowed to
long
take
it's
every
been.
single item in here and no one says anything.
But you know the thing that really bushels my eyebrows? Is that there's no meaningful
I hate power
outcome or
armor in
story
Fallout
to
3.
any of this. The DLC just goes door locked,
4 did
storm
it
the
perfect.
Chinese, door open. A tale as old as time.
Was that worth it? Ooh. Now this is fun.
In Project Zeta, you discover the signal of a crashed alien spaceship, and upon discovering the wreckage, you get beamed aboard. You wake up with your parts being probed, pass out, and wake up again in a cell with a lady named Soma.
But here's where it gets good. I use my advanced science skill to hack the force field, use my speech skill to bribe the guard, and then I use my energy weapons skill to... What, you think this is a Fallout game? Nah.
I punch Soma until they break into stop us, then we punch them senseless back. Where's your millennia of technological and intellectual superiority now, huh? We then meet Sally. Hi, I'm Harry. We then meet
Well, they have good weapons, but then you just punch them, so they're not physically strong, but they're smart. I don't know.
Sally, who's supposed to
Evolution.
be a young girl, but honestly, I think you could make a more convincing child from a potato. She leads the group until we eventually meet a cowboy, a captain, a corpse, and a...
Samurai.
century.
We all then
Okay.
team up and fight our way out of the alien spaceship. And I know what you're thinking. There's loads of characters now. This must be much better than the previous DLC.
The cowboy was abducted and his family are dead. The medic was abducted and his friends, they're all dead. Sally's parents were abducted and they're dead. But the samurai, well...
You said it was
He doesn't speak
Centurion.
any English, so nothing too groundbreaking here. And I swear to you, all anyone has to say about this situation is, I don't know.
What's going on?
Not a clue.
What?
Hell if I know.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter now.
I think-
It says it matters.
Does it really matter?
Yes, it fucking matters. This is a narrative-based franchise.
So no, the characters don't save it. And outside
I take back my statement about Project Zeta because I think I was thinking of New Vegas Alien DLC. Right? Is that where you get beamed or you get to the part? Was it even Alien? Anyway, you go to like a outside cinema, like the cinema park where you watch movie from a car, thing like that. And then you get teleported, your brain gets removed and like stuff, and then you can replace your limbs and stuff for different perks and abilities. And Toaster talks to you. Is that New Vegas? God damn it.
of this, it's just another linear shooter, but with lasers.
Your goal in this DLC
What do you mean with lasers? It was
through the
always
ship,
with
killing
lasers.
all the aliens
And
you
you're not
see,
even
all the
using
time while
lasers.
trying to make it to the helm so that you can take over the ship and fly it back to... Fawkes is dead. Fawkes is dead? What? Fawkes isn't even on this ship.
I've been playing for half an hour. What happened? Did they accidentally rematerialize him outside the ship and he's been slowly suffocating to death for the last 30 minutes?
Possibly.
My main issue with this
Honestly,
DLC,
possibly.
though, is you never learn anything interesting. There are audio logs from captives, but all you ever get are confused people being hit and screaming.
Very realistic, honestly.
Ow! Stop it! Ow! Stop! Ow! What the? Ow! How did this? Ah! We never expected to meet you all. I'm sure there's a great deal that our two species can learn. Ow! Ow!
These audio logs don't pause either, so if you're listening to one when a cutscene starts, you completely lose track of what's going on.
This is
No
it.
way. No
Pretty neat,
way.
huh?
So what? I'm being
I've
held
never had the
hostage
courage to
now
wake
with
them
some
up.
allies?
Please, would everyone please stop talking. And it's not all bad.
Your
There's a
own
small segment
fault.
where you get to be
You should know
outside
how the
ship
mechanics
that I,
work.
of course, loved. Ah, see, this is more like it. The open void of space. Oh. Damn it!
I was too sus.
So we kill every single alien on the ship, not forgetting this guy because fuck mercy. Who are the real monsters here? And eventually we escape back
Well,
to
yeah.
the Wasteland to find Fawkes' dead body standing bolt upright. Sleep well, old friend.
There we go,
This
fun.
is also really weird too. It looks like someone sat on Owen Wilson.
Ah,
Okay, so
Liberty
one of the biggest
Prime, my
complaints about
boy.
Fallout 3's story was that you died at
My
the
favorite
end
part of
after you beat
Fallout
the
4.
Enclave. This meant if you wanted to continue exploring the Wasteland, you had to reload a save.
With this DLC installed, when you get to the deadly radiation chamber at the end of Fallout 3, instead of sacrificing yourself, you now have the option to send in Fawkes, your immortal friend, to save the day. Oh wait, no, fuck, he died when I was in space.
Okay,
That's in the
If you
future.
get to this point and Fawkes is dead, it is fine. You can
Yeah.
still go into the chamber to sacrifice yourself, but with this DLC installed, we now somehow survive and live again to explore the Wasteland. Now, I would say that this alone kind of makes the DLC worth getting, but as well as
Yes.
this, you get some extra missions which ask you to finish off the Enclave forces.
Now, I will admit I'm not crazy about these missions. Oh,
Aw.
surprise, surprise. Oh, but it's just because they're so similar to the final missions you just did at the end.
yeah, and I love them.
But all of this feels
Look
a
at the
little bit off,
destruction.
you know, the Enclave doesn't have a leader
Chaos.
anymore. I put him in a bin at the end of the last game. So you're not fighting a group with any specific person in charge. This means that the Enclave have no character, goal, substance, personality.
At one point, you do get to fight some ghouls in a metro tunnel, which is a little bit of variety, but most of these ones seem to be having trouble existing for some reason. Jesus Christ, what are they doing?
Okay,
He's
I'm
so
gonna
fast.
show you how we really do it in the Wasteland.
At the end, you storm the final Enclave base on your own, and this is a big improvement over the game's original ending with Liberty Prime, especially as this new ending is far more challenging. You make it to the top of the Enclave
Oh,
base, and are
yeah,
finally
that's
given
where
the
this
option
happens.
to blow it all up, finishing off this evil scourge once and for all. Or you're given the option to blow up the Citadel.
The Citadel, if you don't know, is the base of the faction we've spent this entire playthrough helping, so I really don't know why this option is here.
I, of course, be normal and choose to blow up the
You can be a
Enclave
bad
base.
boy.
It blows up, and I land back at the Citadel ready for some much-needed praise after single-handedly saving the entire world.
When I first saw you, I thought you were just some trashy wastelander.
When I first met you, I was leery of your motivations.
Leery? Trashy? Oh, you know what? Fuck this. I'll show you fucking Leery.
So I pick the Citadel,
Yeah.
and we leave, and shortly later we land back down and discover its ruins. And immediately, I mean the second we land, I get accused with 100% fucking certainty.
It was you. You did this, goddamn murderer.
And they all start shooting me.
You guys do realize the call to blow up the Citadel came from inside the enemy base while you were attacking them? Blaming me! This is like blaming Pearl Harbor on the Hawaiians! Okay, sure, I know I did actually do it, but
Yeah.
where's the evidence? Where's the love?
Then, of course, I have to kill them all too.
And there we go.
Hey,
That's Fallout 3's new
cheater.
official ending. It's canon. And what do we do now? Oh, I don't know. The pit. The pit is almost good. This slow down. But really, the first few hours of this DLC are genuinely brilliant.
In this DLC, you learn
Okay.
there's a sickness of some kind mutating people in a slave town called the Pit. You agree to pose as a slave so that you can steal a cure that the slavers have discovered, which we then plan to use to leverage freedom for the slaves. Bam! Before I enter this radioactive slave town, I ask if I can sneak in a weapon. And the guy setting this all up begrudgingly offers to let you take in either a knife or a gun. Gimme the gun, gimme the gun, gimme the gun. Sorry. I arrive at the town and
What?
say I'm a slave that escaped, and I receive the beatdown of a lifetime. Ow. Ow. No. Ow. I of course pass out and wake up in the Pit.
Switchblade added.
And I really do think this place is great. The setting is convincingly gritty and atmospheric, and all
Yeah,
the
the
slaves
setting
are
is
like
amazing.
piles of strawberry rice pudding. It's all very effective at making you want to get involved and help them out.
The best part of all this, though, is you've had all your weapons and armor taken away at the door. So there's a real sense that you're going to have to work carefully to get out of this.
The first thing that happens is you're told you're going to be sent out to collect metal ingots in the incredibly dangerous monster-ridden wilds.
So I avoid all the monsters using my sneak skill, use my repair skill to make a small weapon, and then use my science skill to...
Jesus
Now,
Christ.
I find
Oh,
an
no.
assault rifle on the ground. So I ask you, what in God's name was the point of all this setup where you lose all your stuff? I'm now completely invincible against these waves of totally unarmed mutants. And so who's the real monster here? Saying this invincible against these
Of course you are. You're cheating.
waves of totally unarmed mutants. And so who's the real monster here? Saying this whole section where you collect the ingots is still incredibly great. The general tone and level design are really convincing. Hats off.
And what happens after you return these ingots to the guard?
Yep.
Does he take your weapons away? Maybe reward you
I
with
still
a
see the
scrap of
eyes.
food? No! He leaves you with all your weapons, fills your inventory with 3 full sets of armor, and awards you the most powerful laser rifle in the entire game.
Metal Blaster.
Off you go, but you better not be thinking of emancipating any slaves with those weapons. Anyway, to meet the slave boss who's got the cure for the mutations, we have to win 3 rounds in the gladiator arena. A little bit like the film Gladiator.
Now this was a tough task given
How
how
is
easy my
that?
weapons are, but somehow I scraped through each round with a victory. You meet the leader of the slavers and he reveals to you that the cure for the mutations is in fact his baby daughter. And this is of course an incredible scientific discovery. How on earth is she able to do this?
I'm still trying to figure out why.
Oh, another brilliant mind brimming with information. I know a spaceship where
I
you fit
mean, she
right
was just born. Give her a time and a chance.
in. And here is the DLC.
Fucking critic.
Choice. Do we leave Maria asleep in her crib, pick up the baby and kidnap her, or eat the baby? Who would do such a thing? Eat the baby, 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 eat the baby.
Look here, Brain, I don't have to do everything you tell me.
Now, given this decision is about saving the lives of all the slaves here, I decided it was worth stealing the baby and running. So you run the baby back to the slaves, killing
Well,
most
the
of
doctor was
slavers
already
on the
dead, I
way.
guess.
You eventually reach the head slave, and he abruptly says,
So hurry up and put the brat in the crib.
and suddenly you realize that this filthy, one-eyed, murderous stranger that also smokes around children might not be the best daycare center. So I leave and return the baby back to her parents. Okay, here he comes. Now I'm gonna get it.
You kidnapped my daughter, fought my raiders, and gave the workers the ridiculous idea that they can free themselves. What do you have to say in your defense?
I'm sorry. I got your baby back.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, there's more. There was more in the dialogue. It's
Sorry.
And then he fucking congratulates you for stealing his daughter.
Clever thinking.
The mother then asks you, the axe-wielding
Oh, no, she was
kidnapper
not
of her
dead.
infant daughter, to go collect teddy bears, and she fucking pays you for your work. What?
After everything that's happened, this is such a bizarre ending. It makes all these people feel like they're made of fucking tissue paper.
The father then grants
Wow.
you freedom while also giving you unlimited access to their ammo manufacturing press.
You see, the problem with these DLCs is the main storylines just aren't very good. What made Fallout 3 work was the huge open world filled with hundreds of side quests that kind of distracted you from the terrible writing. So why didn't Bethesda make a DLC more like Fallout 3? Well,
really. This is gonna be the
Point
best
lookout.
one.
it's pretty great.
Wow.
It's pretty great.
That was a good one.
In Point Lookout, we finally get a huge new open-world map filled with loads of interesting places to discover, and an entirely new main quest line to complete. The visuals are creepy, the characters and enemies are interesting, and the weapons fit the setting while also being really fun to use. They've even brought back the Mylurk Kings, and I just love how seriously these guys seem. The main character in Point Lookout is Desmond Lockhart, a 250-year-old ghoul who is being hunted down by a crazed cult. The DLC starts with a
fucking
huge
minigun
shootout in his old mansion, and it gets things off to a great start.
Has a great set of hair for being
I really like Desmond too.
that irradiated.
He's of course nearly immortal, but he actually talks like that's the case, referencing all the skills he's picked up in his long life so far.
After 250 years, you think I'll go down to you? Try.
There's not a lot left to say about this specific DLC, other than I think you should probably try it yourself. I am about to talk about its ending a little bit, so if you do want to try it out, to avoid spoilers, skip to this timestamp here.
Nah.
As it turns out, an old disembodied brain is what has been sending in the cult to kill Desmond, and this is all about settling a centuries-old feud going on between them. I got distinct super.
There's a similar DLC in 4, isn't there? I haven't played DLCs for 4. Shows you how much I care for the game.
So in the end, I sided with him to kill Desmond, and we blow up his mansion in quite the cutscene. I then go to finally meet the brain in his base, but as it turns out, Desmond has miraculously survived the explosion and wants revenge. But do we think that, like a certain baby's parents, he's going to overlook this enormous transgression and forgive me? You double-crossed me, tried to kill me, sided with my archenemy, and blew up my home.
Just say you're sorry.
He gives me another chance. Why does everyone in this game keep forgiving me? I tell him to stuff it because, look, I just can't take you seriously anymore. Finally meet up with the brain, and we begin to plan our adventurous future together.
For you, I have a very special gift. Death!
Oh, you son of a brain. Now, he releases all of his robots to kill me, but as you can see, most of them are on the floor below. And the ones on this floor, in my playthrough at least, didn't activate for some reason. So all that was left to do was to wait here silently until his reinforcements arrived. Soon you will face death.
Where is everyone?
They are downstairs, but soon they will be here.
But I could just shoot you now.
Soon you will be who is shot.
Look, I'm just gonna end this now.
No, stop, don't do that. What are you, stop, no! And then I kill him with absolutely no resistance from anybody. Has it really come to this?
And there we have it. That's all of the DLCs done. To summarize, I think it was quite strange for Bethesda to make these all just linear stories.
Yeah.
People play Fallout 3 for the sense of adventure. They want to turn a corner and be surprised by a...
They don't play Fallout 3 for that. They play Fallout in general for that. Like, since Fallout 1, it's an open world cacophony of just quests and side quests and quests upon quests and things to explore and things to kill and fight and steal. But then DLCs are linear, or like Anchorage happen in virtual reality where you can't take items from there. I mean, you get items after, but still it is a weird choice.
Wealth of new ideas and characters. And although at times Point Lookout was much better than Fallout 3, the other DLC were really missing what made it great. And so, oh wait, no. We're getting an official apology video in from Bethesda. Let's check it out.
We mostly made the Fallout 3 DLC linear storytelling. And for that...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Todros.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Clever thinking.
Okay, so today we've learned that we must stop the apocalypse. I can't live in a world filled with stories that don't go anywhere and where stealing babies wins you prizes. Not on my watch. I'm not wearing a watch because I can't get into my prop shed anymore. Please don't make me go in there. So
You know what it feels like to play DLCs most of the time? Like for most games, not just Fallout games. It's like anime movies. Where it's like, there are some kind of stakes. But you know they have to all come back alive, like the main cast and stuff. Nobody can die because they're still there in the main story. I mean, it could be fun to watch, but there aren't actual stakes. Doesn't matter how much they put on. Like, oh, the world's gonna be destroyed, but then in the main line it's not, so you're gonna be stopped. It doesn't matter what stakes are there. Someone gets shot, but no, they're not. They're still, you know, it's the same here when it's like you go on a DLC and it's a self-contained story that has no effect on anything else. So it's kind of boring, especially if it's linear. I probably would agree more with him with like which one is better, which one's worse if I played them now, but I played them a long time ago, barely remember anything anyway. So here we are. I was probably... Was it the opposite of what... the way he went through them? Not the opposite, but like... yeah. Quite different.
That's why then I make all these videos and streams about the climate crisis, and you seem to be into it too, more than the videos I do about pickles. What's going on here? So to continue my efforts to improve and educate on the climate crisis, I've once again teamed up with the company Ren. You see, Ren is a website where you can calculate and offset your carbon footprint by funding a huge mix of carbon reduction projects, like tree planting and rainforest.
Barely have any carbon
There's lots
footprint.
of new ideas being funded too, like this mineral weathering project in Scotland.
How
The way
many
this works is
vehicles?
minerals like basalt are spread over the land, and this raises the pH of the soil, making it alkaline. This then means naturally acidic rain, which naturally contains carbon, will react with that soil, causing the carbon in the rain to be captured as a salt. And you know the great thing about carbon in salts? They stay out of the atmosphere. That was table salt, there's no carbon in it, but you get the idea. So by answering a few questions about your lifestyle, you can find out your carbon footprint and how to reduce it. No one can get their carbon footprint to zero, so you can just offset what you have left after reducing. It's very important to note that although offsetting your carbon footprint is an amazing thing to do, it's very easy to sort of brush your hands after doing it and say, I don't need to fly less or use green energy. The best thing about this for me is that it shows you how much CO2 you produce doing certain things. After seeing just how much flying affected things, I genuinely started replacing holidays abroad with those in the UK. So offset your carbon footprint on Ren.
Never had holidays abroad.
Use the link in the description. Will
Probably
get 10
never
extra
will.
trees planted in their name. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Alright. So I guess his next video is not gonna be about Fallout... I almost said 4. New Vegas. It's gonna be about Fallout 3 again. With additional scenes and okay. Next Friday. So this came out on Friday. And I'm recording this on Saturday. It's gonna come out as a reaction on Saturday. Okay. Then probably in a week, you'll see me react to his video again. And for now, I said everything I wanted to say. So, thank you anybody who watched this. I appreciate it a lot. And I hope to see you next time. Goodbye. Have a great life. Because one of us has to.